MJ, Fadeaway, perfect.
Yeah. Yo, and we back. Yo, we got Cthulhu in the house. Mr. Cthulhu Beatz. And it's not Mr. I mean, that would be... I wonder if there is a Mr. Cthulhu Beatz.
I wonder if there's
Like, no, I made sure there's not a Mr. Yeah.
Dude, speaking of that, what made you choose that moniker?
It was just random, honestly. Like, it just kind of sounded like catchy and like it had a little bit of background and it was kind of like applicable to my beats a little bit, and I just went with it.
Where is it just the HP Lovecraft?
Yeah. I played a couple like I played a couple video games that were like based off that, and I actually haven't read Call of Cthulhu, like, believe it or not.
Have you seen the South Park?
No, I haven't.
There's a South
Actually,
Park.
I don't know. Every time I watch South Park, I'm not as fucked.
It's a very good way to watch South Park. Fucking love that show.
You just kind of stumbled upon it, and then you're just like, "Yo, this is it. This is the move."
Yeah. I don't really like give that much meaning to name at all, honestly. Personally, but yeah.
And you can have as many as you want, too.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if that's
a couple,
or not.
like, I was always kind of inspired by Madlib because he had a bunch of like different like
Quasimodo.
Quasimodo. Last Sunday's Quintet or something like that. Quintet, I mean.
All his collabs.
And then he's got like the J-Lib and all those.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. If you can get multiple nicknames to like catch on for one person, you're doing it right, I think. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
There's several, like Aphex Twin has a shitload of monikers that he uploads in like all the time. I think Autechre has too. Especially in the electronic scene, there's like a lot of people who have a lot of aliases. Like Machine Drum has several aliases. Like,
yeah, he goes by a couple.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting. Maybe we table that for another conversation. But like, battle of the aliases. Like, who has the most badass aliases? I think is an interesting conversation, because then you have, like, say Kanye. You have Kanye West. Then it was just Kanye. Then it was Yeezy, then now it's Ye. I don't know what it's gonna be next, but like, anyways, I think it's an interesting thing to think about, because then you have J, Hova, Hove. I don't know. He's got other ones, I'm sure.
Yeah, and there's different ways to go about it too.
Yeah.
Like, there's some people who treat it truly as like their alter ego.
Yeah.
Like
does
to
Ghostface
do like a whole different like genre or something?
Does Ghostface have hella like nicknames too?
Tony Stark's Iron Man.
That's right.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah, I was just going through my mind in my high mind. I'm like, who else has got so many?
He has several others too, but yeah. ODB, Big Baby
ODB.
Jesus. Dirt McGirt,
That's right.
Yeah, there's a lot of I mean, who
we need to do a verses on this. We need to do a verses on this. I feel like
just by alias. Oh, Tupac Machiavelli.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Come with me, Hail Mary, run quick, see. Yeah.
Anyhow, So we were talking about we started talking about the Detroit scene, the current Detroit scene, with like Babytron and the Shitty Boys. Yeah, I figured you know about them. What's your take on them? Because like I think Babytron is funny as hell, man. Like his lyrics are hilarious, and it's this the whole like Detroit scene and like the scam rap shit. It has its own cadence. And they have a very specific like engineering style of the vocals too, where they like slightly overlap each other on each verse. So it's like they're coming and they'll like pan it, so it's like coming from different directions each verse. It's really subtle, but and there's like slight overlap in like the swing of like where like kind of like what we were talking about with Dilla last week and the way he did stuff a little bit behind. Like the timing is kind of weird, and it's the first time that it's like being accepted. Like it sounds like shit that was like that before people are like, dude, you're like off, you know, like, so it's just it's interesting because it's like a whole new perspective of like rap, I think, in general, and specifically like flow, and also the themes are it all derives from scam rap, which is just like kids rapping about how to pull credit card and internet scams and armed theft, you know, like yeah that's like the whole that's like yeah. So Christian, what's your take on it?
I mean, I don't listen to a lot of them. Like I know about him. Like it's alright. It reminds me a lot of Rio. You know, that kind of style. Like a lot of people kind of have that kind of style. I don't know who started that. If he was originally Rio, but I know Rio was doing that a lot. And
I was thinking maybe it was Blueface. Blueface was kind of off rhythm too.
Yeah, he kind of brought that in heavy, and then it kind of created its own lane. And then you now have like Blue Bucks Clan, which like they put on a whole nother kind of West Coast like cadence. Like their whole cadence is like different, and I'm starting to kind of dig it, honestly. Like I don't know if I like, I mean, even Larry June is a little off. He's a different wave. He's on his own kind of like wave, but yeah, I'm digging where that's going. I think it gets just a little repetitive, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I feel like you could have more progression, but if you're just kind of in that like head bobbing mode, like,
it's interesting though, because like if you listen to like Babytron's latest record, it's like a concept record. Like every single record's like a concept record, and it like there's somewhat of a thread in the actual lyrics. So it's interesting because I thought the same thing at first, but when I listened to it all at once, it's almost like a comic book, which I really love that. And hip hop's always had like a rich history of like comics. So like, I don't know. My first instinct is to be like, I can't tell if I like the way he's flowing, but like the more I listen to it, the more I start kind of digging it. And it's just all of Detroit. So he's part of Shitty Boys. Like that's his crew, which is also hilarious.
Their thing one of the best names of all time, I would say.
Shitty Boys. And it's their whole thing is the shit emoji. Like,
hey, man. Damn.
Yeah.
Dude, I love it. I mean, if you can,
you should listen to it. You should listen to it, and because I want to see your reaction.
Yeah, dude. Let me see what we can do here. So, like, what is there a song you recommend?
Let me see. Let's see here. Let's see.
Babytron.
Yep.
Interesting. Euro.
Yeah, just go to his page and on Spotify and play like play like the top song or something.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is that same kind of Blue Bucks Clan kind of shit. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. It's good shit.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. It's like it's almost as effortless a rap as you can get. You know what I'm saying? Meaning like you so swaggy that like what I mean by effortless is just like you're just like I don't know. I'm not even on beat. Like I'm just gonna like kind of ride the beat a little differently, like a longboard or something, like and I'm just like that's what's popping up, dude. I think that's gonna be big. I mean, just like the UK drill or the garage stuff, and then the UK drill shit like came over and it's like a thing now. I don't know if, and dude, like, you know what kind of pisses me off is like I was on that shit a long time ago, like Dizzy Rascal and shit. I was with back in freaking
Grime
2000s. Yeah, the grime, the garage, all that stuff. And then anyways, like, and now I'm like, oh, this is just now kind of coming over, which is interesting. But then you have like Stormzy and all those like cats, man. Yeah.
Have you listened to Slow Tie?
Slow Tie?
Yeah.
No, what's that?
Slow Tie is an English rapper.
Oh, okay.
He's done some shit with like ASAP Rocky and like he's got 2 records that are really, really good. Nothing Great About Britain is like, yeah, that was kind of like his debut, even though it's not, like it's a really good record. Highly recommend checking that out. Because it's British, but it's like it doesn't really fit into garage or grime or any of the current rap over there.
Right.
Drill. Yeah,
man. I mean, I'm glad to see. I mean, it is the other English speaking country. I mean, so you have how many English speaking countries, and then how many crossover artists from each of those countries? Like, you don't see a ton of South African artists coming over to US. Now, I'm speaking from ignorance. It's just like breaking through en masse. I think like what Iggy was one from Australia, and then who else from other English speaking countries got like grew as a hip hop artist. In terms of
hip hop?
Yeah. Because R&B, feel like we get a lot of English R&B kind of folks and pop.
South Africa actually has that duo. Why can't I think of their name right now? The blonde guy and with Ninja and why can't I think of their name?
I know what you're talking about. Those guys are kind of crazy.
Yeah. They work with like Diplo.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's gonna come to me. I don't know why I can't think of the name.
I know what you're talking about. You know who we're talking about? Dude?
No. I don't think so. I'm not sure.
If you did know and you were just like being drowned in the middle of that comment, I would have been like, you bastard. This whole time?
I don't think so.
D Antwoord.
Oh yeah.
Oh them. Oh
yeah.
I forgot they even like. I think of them as like movie stars.
Yeah, because they were in Chappie. Yeah. Noah Blomkamp's movie. Yeah, it was good. It was
Neil
that movie.
I think.
Oh, I thought it was Noah. It was Neil. Yeah, Neil Blomkamp. That movie was really, really good, and it's kind of like telling, like, now that we've got like Alexa and like Apple Home and like all of this shit, people are like starting to really almost have emotions towards like electronics, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like really interesting. And also like we were talking about AI last week. Like that's another weird thing right there is like the AI, like you could become emotionally attached to an algorithm as if we weren't already, but it's just
man.
like,
I mean, you try to take away some kids, like snot-nosed kids like Instagram, bro, you're going to have tears. That's their like, because think about it, like it's just absolutely drenching our brains in dopamine, right? And reward. Like, yeah, so every time we're seeing some kind of interaction or even like information seeking, we're just basically like mentally jerking off for basically God knows how much time. Like you're learning a lot, but you become somehow attached and it becomes part of your life and you value it. And so somebody takes it away. I mean, damn, that's a lot of people's like whole life is more in here than it is like out here.
It's also interesting to think about like the state of everything right now socially in terms of like robots. Like, will people be like racist against robots? Like, is that going to be the unifier of like all ethnicities in the world? You know, like
and unifiers, AI.
Everybody's unified against robots, and then there's going to be alliances there, and then it's like, you know.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's it. That's it's the weird move, man. I mean, are they running in 2024? Because
actually, the more I think about it, Battlestar Galactica already went through this whole idea, I guess, premise. Yeah. Did you guys ever see that?
No, I heard good things. I think you
recommend it.
About that, but
highly recommend it.
Okay.
When Kat and I first started dating, we watched that show and it was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's so interesting. You guys bonded around Battlestar Galactica.
It was interesting. Right? It was funny. It was weird because we had already we had each separately started watching Battlestar Galactica before we met each other, but we both met each other and we're both in the middle of it at the same time. So it was really weird. It was quite a
actually going? Was it like going during that time, or was it like reruns?
Oh no, it was reruns at that time. Okay. It was on Netflix.
Right. So the odds that you guys both start out of all the content in the world, dude. You know, what if there's another?
So, yeah.
Okay, here's the real interesting question. What if there was an alternate timeline where you guys didn't watch the same show? Like, are you guys husband and wife today? That's an interesting timeline to consider. Like, what if you pick another show? I mean, you never know.
Yeah. I have no idea what. I mean, like, that's one of those nodes. It's one of those binary nodes. You could have gone different directions.
Yeah, dude. Good thing you clicked on Battlestar.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Or maybe not.
No. The odds. The odds are so astronomical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
I'll take it.
The odds. Have you seen that like calculation? And I'm going off into a rabbit hole, but just bear with me for a second. Have you seen that calculation?
We like rabbit holes.
Your odds of actually being born a human. Like, there's some video on it, and this guy is saying like, he's like, it's one in.
They calculate that.
I mean, we could go into that, but maybe we'll link it in like the show notes or something. But there's like 1 in 26 trillion odds of being alive. So you've already won the lottery like multiple times being a human. Plus, you live in a pretty dope country. I mean, that's arguable, but I like America. So, I mean, there's opportunities to get better, but I'm not going to, anyways, I'm just saying like, so those odds, then we have the technology for you to stream something and find some commonality in a narrative. And then you just so happen to swipe on the billions of females, and then you run into your wife. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty remarkable. I guess that's why there's only one of one, right?
I guess. Yeah. I guess you can't have I mean, like, what other contrast could there be? I guess.
I mean, the opposite, whatever the opposite of that would be, you know.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Shit, I'm just trying to look up this. So, AI, the future of hip hop. So is this that next wave that we were just talking about? Do you think it's all like the Detroit scene?
It's kind of happening now. Yeah, I think so.
It's been happening for a few years.
It's like when the Migos came out with that flow, like, and people just started doing that. And some people's whole rap careers have been that flow. And like, then and I don't know if somebody did it before then, but that gave birth to a whole like genre of like rapping style. And then, so I think this, and I don't know if it's a Babytron started that shit. I don't know who started that. Maybe he did. I don't know. I'm clearly ignorant in that space, but I'm just thinking like, you know, that's definitely another one of those flows that you're going to see like for the next few years. I guarantee you.
Yeah. And as far as who started it, TJ X6 is who I first heard. That was like around 2017, the first time I heard that. Is that when was Blueface coming up?
He was right after that, I think.
Okay. Yeah. So, as far as the future of hip hop,
I think like another question, right? Will like upcoming region, and then like what's an upcoming region right now? So we know the Northwest. I mean, I'm a Northwest dude. Cthulhu's a Northwest dude. But I don't know, man. It's just so hard. Like I think we got Amine and that one cat in Seattle, that big white dude. Not big white dude. He's like what's his name?
Macklemore?
Like, Macklemore. But other than that, like, I mean, there's super talented artists, but who's like busted through and it's like bubbling as a region. I feel like the West Coast is coming back on. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, with that scam rap shit, I feel like I'm seeing a lot of West Coast artists do that. Like by West Coast, I'm talking like Bay and LA, but I don't know. I feel like ATL's they still got the baton, but I feel like people are kind of interested in different sounds now, you know, like moving a little bit past trap.
It's weird because, you know, like Atlanta's it's pretty happening. Like, so, and I mean, like, at first I thought like Atlanta, you know, like I've traveled to Atlanta a ton. The company I work for is based in Atlanta. So I've traveled there a lot, and I've tried to go through like a lot of like the music stuff whenever I've been there. And it's interesting because I thought it was just like, I thought it had just become really saturated as just like all they do is trap. But like beyond that, there's like another like rich like rock and experimental scene there. And those two scenes are starting to kind of like blend, and they have been for a couple of years. And so I think that will probably drive some interesting like changes there. But as far like, I feel like trap its welcome is dying.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I think so too. It's definitely evolving. I think, I mean, it might be like Africa is next. It seems like Africa just stays permanently cool, especially when you see a dope artist come through. Like, I mean, there's so many dope Afrobeat artists, like, and I'm sure there's some absolutely dope rappers too. I'm just not super familiar with any prominent ones. So you have to, I'll just like put this out to the entire like interwebs. Like, I don't even listen to music that hardcore that's not like jazz or some kind of ambient situation. I'm like, I got so much to do. I'm just like, it's so hard to keep up with music, dude. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, and I make music, so it's like, just forgive me if I don't know a new artist, but yeah, I feel
I think you should dive into those.
Yeah. It should be an interesting. Like, it would be interesting to dive into some of these genres and just see who's doing what's the sound, like what's next. I do like that as kind of like a regular thing to keep up with, you know.
Yeah. I wonder what, like, also this is another thing that you brought up, and I think it's something we have touched on a little bit, but like, I wonder if just like the crypto market is also going to have an influence on like how music like literally changes as far as like sounds and like new scenes and shit,
and how much AI has to be involved too, because like I was just thinking about it today. I'm like, people are going to make an NFT that has an AI producer in it, and it just spits out songs, and then you can make money on the songs that it spits out. Like, that's going to be really fascinating, but weird at the same time. And then like, yeah, dude, like as a producer, I think you're going to be able to, at some point in the future, you're going to be able to sell sound packs and then get royalty on your little piece of the song. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get tracked. We were talking about this, Rekkids, like at some point, you know, like your music is going to be like part of you, and then digitally people are going to like be absorbing your information and be able to like give you money directly. It's just going to be fascinating. Like, you can print out a snare and have it show up in a song, and you have the NFT to it, so you get a certain percentage of what that song turns into, and people can buy in, invest in it. It's going to be fascinating.
Yeah, I think that's really good news, especially for like if you're interested in like doing loops and shit.
Yeah,
like I am, like I feel like that's probably like the best case scenario for that market, because otherwise you're just selling bulk, and that's easily replicated, you know, like and forgotten and like, I think it's kind of whack. There's like people that will take samples that they got out of a sample pack and then just throw an effect or something on it and then say it was their sample. I don't think that that's how that should really work personally.
Yeah.
You know, because like that's the sample is like the music part, the musical recording, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. I think it'll have like a digital fingerprint on it. So at some point,
that's what I'm saying. I think it will be really, yeah. So I think that's like the best case scenario for people, for producers who will be, selling loops. And if any of their loops or any sound that you design or anything like that gets used, then it can be traced back to the NFT.
Yeah. I just think it'll be a lot more equitable. But the thing is like, the thing about Web3 is it's not going to change the dynamic of still needing to garner an audience. Like, do you need to garner the same size audience as maybe you did in the past? No, because I think I think Kevin Kelly wrote 1,000 True Fans, right? Like paying, I don't know, $10 a month or something like that. That's a nice living. So I think, you don't need as many people, but you still need to, if you want to eat, like, you still need to put yourself out there and garner an audience. You can't just be in your basement. Like, I mean, maybe you can connect anywhere through social, but just thinking like, you got to do more to put yourself out there now to, even in Web3, and we think it's going to democratize, but at some point, you're going to need to put forth the effort and get your shit to hit just like anybody would nowadays. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that you know, that idea of the chosen, like, I don't know, like once somebody's successful, you're just like, oh, they were just going to be successful. Like they were just kind of like chosen or something like that. There's this like idea that, oh, they conspired to make this person successful or whatever, and given whatever privilege they have. And I'm just like, dude, even in Web3, if you think it's completely democratized and decentralized, you know, you're still going to need to garner attention. Brand still is going to be important. Like putting your face out there, or at least your brand in front of the people and making it desirable. So like, just because you make your song an NFT doesn't mean you're going to sell 1 million copies. You know what I'm saying? Like brand is going to be more important than ever. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So how, like, what do you think's the best thing to focus on for branding right now?
Video. I think video content and something that's offering value. So, I mean, it seems like what's working is hopping on current trend, like hopping on TikTok, whatever's trending in TikTok, hop on that train and make it contextual to your audience that you're trying to serve. Like, and I feel like that's probably your biggest bang for your buck right now. If you're a producer or an artist, like, don't hesitate to like, I mean, like for instance, BeatStars, like we have a page like To The League, our beat crew. We have a page on BeatStars, and like I pay, like I vary my like advertising budget, but it delivers. People follow, like they pump, like they move your shit. People get ears on your shit too. So marketing works, I think. Yeah. And then brand also isn't just like your logo. Brand is going to be your content that you produce. The logo is just like the kind of wrapper, but like what people are going to remember you for is like what they're learning from you, like what you're delivering to them on a normal basis, and are you consistent? And I think if you can do those things, you know, you're gonna cut through to at least a minimum viable audience, but it might take time. So, you know,
Definitely takes time.
You know, anything that's worth anything is gonna take effort. Like some people go faster than others, but yeah, like you know that story of Picasso. So like how Picasso, and I'm probably gonna butcher his story, but forgive me. Like he was, I think, older towards the end of his life, and this woman asked for a drawing. She's like, "Oh, it's Picasso. I need a drawing." And then he like draws, you know, I think it's like a dachshund or something. He makes a drawing, and then he's like, this will be $1 million. And I could be getting the numbers wrong, but the whole point is she was like, "Well, this only took you like 30 seconds to make. Why would it cost $1 million?" He's like, it took my entire life to be able to produce that for you in 30 seconds. And you're just like, oh yeah, when you think about all that is coming like out of you as a creative, like it's so much more than just that one night at the studio. It's literally the compilation of every like influence and experience you've ever had, and expressing itself through your skill level, like, and seeing what shows up, you know, and that is, you know, that's one of the reasons I love production though, too, is in producing and writing and all the creative arts, I think are really great because it allows you to get in contact with that creative force, you know, and you always want to come back because it's alluring.
Word. I got nothing to add to that.
Yeah, I think we need like a saying to be like, yeah, man, or just like some kind of like,
yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
just
man.
So, like,
yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Okay, so I think we're getting to a good point. Did anybody want to bring up anything else? I had a couple more ideas, but
I was gonna say the one like censorship that you had brought up, censorship, and artists. What made you think of that?
Well, I was just thinking. So what made me think of that is the Joe Rogan shit. They're going after him.
That's what I figured. Yeah, that's what I figured.
And I know it's like the soup du jour or whatever. Like I don't know what they call it. It's just like, it's in the cultural zeitgeist now. It's like you have to have a take on Rogan now. It's like,
yeah,
which side are you on? And like I'm seeing it all over the place. And then I'm thinking about like kind of what he represented, right? And I've been a Joe Rogan fan for a long time, like, and I don't agree with him on everything. Sometimes he'll kind of piss me off, like some shit he'll say, but like, I get he's a good dude. Like you can see, like he's just he's a guy, he's a normal dude. So anyways,
Sam Harris posted a 20-minute solo podcast today. Yeah, I listened to it. It was pretty good. And he's in total support of Rogan.
Yeah. And I'm like, I get it. Like, he dropped M-bombs. Like that video is not a good look. But I mean, when you think about like the context, I mean, they removed all context. And I mean, he had an off-color joke. I mean, frankly, that was offensive joke, the apes in the theater thing. But I will say, like, I don't know. I feel like we've all.
I didn't even hear the joke.
Yeah, we've all like it was like a Planet of the Apes show. It was not funny, and it was just like I don't know. It was kind of a lame joke. It was off color, and but I think a mature person is be like it's not a good look. I get people are offended, but at the same time, like just listening to hours and fucking hours of Joe Rogan over the years, like I know the guy pretty almost. Like it's weird how like that relationship is.
That's exactly what Sam Harris said. Was like,
and you're just like, I don't know, I don't get it, but it's weird how like even, and the reason I bring him up is because he always to me represented like artistic freedom in a way, like
and he tried to promote like centerism.
You know what's
too
interesting? Yeah. Chappelle too, because Chappelle almost got canceled. I mean, let's
face it. I was going to say neither of those guys will ever get canceled, though.
Right.
Like,
that's
from what they're mad about right now. At least they'll never be canceled. They're trying really hard. Like best case scenario, Spotify gets rid of him. He just goes back to YouTube. And regular
like YouTube might have shut him down though for the like COVID stuff. Like, they would have removed a few COVID people down already. Yeah. Well, yeah, they might have kept him on and just removed some podcasts, or maybe
because they already did that. They already did that. So it's like, I feel like no matter what, he would find another platform to go to that would be happy to have him. And everybody, there's going to be millions of people that follow him wherever he goes. At least based on if it doesn't get if there's nothing else that gets like worse. Which I can't imagine really, but like as long as whatever they're mad about right now, it's never gonna cancel them.
Yeah, no, I get that, but like what it does is it moves. Like, are you familiar with the concept of the Overton window at all? Like,
no.
So basically, what the Overton window is like the nature of dialogue in society. It's like what's cool, and it moves through time, like. And so sometimes it's like inappropriate to like, like people used to say colored. People don't really say colored anymore, but like at some point that fell within the normal nomenclature of like what people would say back in the day. And so this window moves right, moves left as society moves conservative or more liberal, just depending on the era and like as society moves. And like sometimes, damn it, I forgot what I was gonna say, dude. But I was on a roll there for a second.
You were saying that the window moves with like, yeah.
Damn Damn. I was
Censorship.
Yeah. Damn it. I can't remember, dude.
Well, we were just talking about before, just like Rogan getting them really, really trying to cancel Rogan.
Yeah.
And
how hard would, like, I just don't think, one, they're not going to be able to cancel him, but he's going to move into a different block. Like, they're trying to act like Rogan fans are alt-right people and like right-wingers now, which I was always like, he was the like weed dude
centrist.
Before weed was legal all over the place, like psychedelics.
He promotes himself as a centrist.
Right.
But...
he does. Right. And I think, like, I think he's moved. When he moved to Texas, he changed a little bit, but I'm like, and obviously it's you're representative of your surroundings. So it's likely that, he's got different influences, but I'm like, dude, you're going to miss, like, by you trying to cancel everybody or like, shove them in a corner so they shut the hell up. Like, what happens is that conversation just moves elsewhere and you're just not aware of it. You're just in your own like bubble. You haven't really canceled anything. You just deleted that voice from your influences. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it's really like, obviously it puts pressure on organizations. Spotify had a talk about it. Like, Joe Rogan's apologized, which as he should have. Like, well, I don't know. It got taken out, and I think apology was probably necessary. But yeah. Anyways, the reason I brought up censorship is just because, like, as artists, it's kind of your obligation to like show humanity what's possible in a way, like to demonstrate, like, without any filter of your truth. Like, you want to get as close to creation as like that creative force as possible. And I think that's what artists bring into this world. And so when you have an environment that encourages censorship, I think what happens is you kind of create limits around your own artistry. And because that's why, I mean, I really respect artists that do push limits and boundaries, because I think it's their responsibility, even though it might come off as a little weird sometimes. But I'm like, how much does that influence you guys? Like, for instance, for me, I'll say, like, I was very reticent to get behind a camera or even get on the whole social media train. I'm like, I came from the era, right? We didn't have social media growing up. So, like, and maybe I'm aging myself, but I'm like, that's not like natural for me. I'm cool, like, not having to see what's going on like IG all the time. Like, that's just like how I am. But, what was I going to say?
Yeah, man. Like, speaking of that real quick, like, I love it when I take long Instagram breaks.
Yeah.
Like, I prefer it. It's more like Instagram's kind of a necessity in the music game.
Yeah, you got to do it, man.
I mean,
that's
you
it.
got to do it, yeah. But taking a break, I think, is, if you need to, I think that's also healthy to do,
Yeah, and I think also remembering all the benefits, too, because I kind of rail on social media. I'm not going to lie, I do, because I'm like, oh, I don't like what this is doing. But at the same time, like,
all of it,
about it, too, that I've learned.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
To build connections, but I tend to, like, always, like, bash it. So I wonder why I do that, actually. It's interesting.
I think it is a generational thing for sure. For sure. For me, it is for sure. Like, yeah. Definitely. Because, yeah, like, my brother doesn't, I mean, like, even though actually my brother is 28. Yeah, he's 28. Yeah, he's internet native.
Yeah.
I'm not, so I think that was like a big thing,
Yeah. What about you, Christian? Like, did you have when did social media come out, like, given?
Shit, I like had, like, Instagram came out when I was in high school, and like, I remember like my first account got deleted because there was a picture of me like taking acid on it, and I just I didn't really use it for a while after that. Yeah, like I don't know who reported it, but yeah, it got caught real early, like, and I just didn't really mess with it, and I just kind of like I kept creating, like, I just don't like it. Like, it got worse and worse and worse. Like, at first it was kind of all right. You know, I was just messing around with my friends, posting funny stuff. They deleted my account. And then Facebook bought it, and it started, like, you know, the ads got really intense, and the stories came out, and it got really, like, everybody's pushing stuff. People started using I don't like it. Like, I don't really mess with it. Like, I've deleted my account, like, multiple times because I just don't like supporting it, you know? And, like what I do now is I just uninstall the app, and like every once in a while I install it, like check it out, you know, make sure it's good, you know, a couple times a week or something. But install it, use it for 5 minutes and be done, because I can kind of get lost like scrolling and stuff, you know. Sometimes.
So can I.
Isn't that crazy?
And it's also like a ton of shit that I don't give a shit about. And I'm like, mind-numbingly, like,
but you want to find out more about, like, for some reason, if you go on the explore page, like, I'll go into Instagram with a mission.
Oh,
like,
I never use the explore
to
page.
go DM this artist, or I'm talking to this, and I'm like, okay. Then I get in, and I'm like, Kanye said what? And then I'm just like going in, like seeing what's going on, and I'm just like, oh wait, what's she doing? And then there's like, you know, be a fucking entrepreneur, be a fucking buff dude, lift weights, you know, eat well and meditate. All right, peace. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I just keep
consume. It's like it's very dystopian.
I don't like how much they watch you. Like, my mom sent me a picture of some puppies, like, messaged me, like, I don't know, a month ago or something. And then all of a sudden on my stories, it's just puppies. They're all golden retrievers, just like the one in the video she sent me. It was just, like, crazy.
Dude,
like,
it's
and that's also in private messages, you know, like.
No shit, man.
None of that's private. Yo, because
Web3 will hopefully help with that shit.
Dude,
you know?
That's gonna do a hell of, like, I'm so excited for that piece.
I'm just excited for non-anonymity to a certain degree, where it's like you're a lot more secure in your identity.
Yeah,
and,
right. And
you know, your data.
Your data, and you'll get compensated for your data. So if somebody wants to reach you, they're going to have to pay to reach you. You can do that now. Like, I don't know if you guys know Bat.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, I'm using Brave right now.
Brave? Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah, I use Brave.
Using that browser right now.
I use VPN too, just to.
Yeah, me too. I mean, if you're in crypto, you better be using a VPN. Like, and I'm not getting paid for that either. Like, for sure, because you don't want these hackers on your ass, bro. Just telling you.
No, not at all.
Don't give up your private keys, anyways.
No.
But okay.
By the way, I'm enjoying the bump right now. It's coming back up.
What bump?
The crypto market.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Coming back up.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been through a couple dumps. Like, I've been through 3 dumps, like big dumps in the crypto. I'm like, I'm just in this shit long term, bro. Like, I can't.
Were they? How big were the dumps?
Well, I was in the 2017 one. I invested in a mining operation that fucking completely went belly up, and they rug pulled. Like, and I lost.
Oh shit!
Like, so I got blasted when.
Oh fuck, man!
Dude, I remember one time I had like a couple grand of Bitcoin or something in this, and then I got on a plane. I went to like Ecuador. I get off the plane. It's like 20 grand. I'm just like, we're rich. And then like we get to the hotel. It's like back to like 7 grand. I was just like, what the fuck? And then I remember I was just like, I started that Dave Ramsey shit too. And I just started paying off debt. And so I put all that, I basically took a loss, should have held, right? And then like paid off some debt and I became debt free. And then like, obviously that's changed because I'm leveraged right now on some of my crypto. So I'm like, so anyways, like I'm into that shit. Like I think it's coming back, but we'll see what happens. Either way, I'm in long term. So, I mean,
yeah, me too. I just take a look every now and again.
Yeah, like every like 3 seconds.
Just the same as like stocks too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just like put the money in and sit for a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
That's basically yeah.
But back to go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, so we got on social media because we were talking about censorship and we are talking about like you know, how do we as artists like censor ourselves? And like I know that happens sometimes, like writing, like how vulnerable we kind of tackled vulnerability a little bit last time, but like where does that culture, the cancel culture, that I feel like you're kind of creating a counterculture. You remember how in the 60s, like back in the day, like it used to be the squares and like the pro Vietnam people, and then it was like the hippies and the anti-war movement, and like that was the like rebelling against the man, and like this whole energy of like really peace and like this like kind of peace and love movement. And they were rebelling against the constriction of like the squares and the man, the fucking government and all these guys. And then I feel like now it's like almost the liberals are becoming the man, where they're like, you can't do this. You can't, you know, like we're like, and then like, it's going to force the conversation to be the counterculture. What's the counterculture to that going to be? You know what I'm saying? Is that like,
well,
you know,
I mean, that leads to like basically, communism is kind of like in political theory. You know, you go so far left, then all of a sudden you're communist.
Yeah, you're communist, but then the opposite would be fascist then, right? So like you're
communist and fascist. I mean, like they typically go hand in hand.
Right. Well, eventually they get so far out, they kind of meet back, like to be extremely similar. It like comes full circle. So I wonder, I do wonder about that sometimes. I'm like, what is the backlash going to be to that constriction? And I think, you know, if you're saying like Joe Rogan is now the front lines of the battle for, you know, your feelings, wokeness, like I'm just like, I think what's his name said it, and I don't agree with him all the time either. What's that guy? Sam Harris. But I do think that if that is now the front lines of this culture battle, that you picked the wrong dude. I just don't think he's that one. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna lose more people, and you're gonna get people to be the opposite of what you're like. Man, fuck that. Yeah. That's why I'm an independent. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm a registered independent. I'm not like Democrat or Republican, and that's just what that's what I like. I like to. I mean, we get two choices anyways. It was just essentially the same choice. So like, whatever.
Yeah. No, Sam Harris actually also brought up a good point that I'm always on, which is that like forgiveness should be central to a society. And like, this is like, basically we've gone beyond like non-compassion and growth. So basically, if we're all saying that like someone can't make a mistake and get a second chance, like we're just saying that everybody's condemned because everybody makes a mistake like at least once in your life, you know? Like, so
if you don't make mistakes,
I know. It's like
wrong with you.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like,
no, I know what you're saying. I'm just like that mindset like frustrates me so much that
I know.
It's infuriating.
And the thing is, it doesn't need to be divisive like that. It's just like seriously, if you empathize and have any compassion for anybody else, then you understand the value in letting go of something that you're upset about with the person. And I'm saying, like, it could even be really, really, really egregious shit, like murder or something. Like, I'm always confused by the people, and a lot of them always, this is anecdotal, but like a lot of them always seem to be like from like a really, really like Christian Protestant part of the country. And like they're the type of people who, like, the family of someone who's murdered at the trial, like, gets up and like spews a bunch of like hate at the person who murdered their family member, you know? Yeah. I understand that you're angry and stuff, but like I feel so bad that like you can't get to a place where you're open to forgiveness. Like, if you can't do that, I feel like you're just putting a lot of stress on yourself. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
that's just my thought.
I can't necessarily vouch for that, because I think you would have valid anger if somebody murders somebody you loved. Like, you know,
I'm not saying that it's not valid. I'm just saying, like, rarely you see the people who are like, I forgive you, and they just seem so much like more at peace is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I think if you can get to that place, I think we would just be better as a civilization if that was always forward. And the irony is that they're Christian. That's like the whole idea of Christianity is like empathy, you know, like,
yeah,
so,
I guess in
like,
its truest sense, not in like how
and forgiveness. And forgiveness. Yeah.
In its essence, I think that's what it's about. I think, like, you know, how it shows up is oftentimes like judgmental, or like that's how it gets portrayed. You know,
that's how it gets portrayed.
I want to take away from all the good work going on out there, because there's a lot of people that, like, you know, whether you agree with the ideology or not, I think try to do their fair part to help the world. I don't think they're thinking they're the bad guys, but I also.
And I'm not saying that. I want to be clear on that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it's an observation that I've made, and the irony is just interesting. You know, I think we've talked about that before. Just like, it just seems like the people who are not empathetic or forgiving are the people who follow a specific like religion that basically it's in its tenets is forgiveness and empathy, you know?
Yeah. I mean, because your behavior is limited within an ideological box, right? So like,
echo chamber.
Behavior, right?
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
like, and it's even supported, like even, you know, sometimes like, and again, I don't want to speak from ignorance, but I know that, you know, religion and I would say, religious ideology has led to, you know, many awful, like, you got to beware the righteous, like somebody that walks around super righteous, like, you know, I'm side-eyeing, you know, like, because that they
believe in something
that believe are righteous feel justified in, you know, committing, you know, against those that are unclean or unrighteous, and you know, and you're just like, bro, like, I don't know, man.
It seems like such a stressful
their
life.
Box is a lot different, you know, than my box. Like, I'll just say,
yeah, man. Like,
but, I mean, I'm like, I believe, like, for me, it's like I'm a spiritual guy, but I'm not like a religious guy. So that's not like rocket science and the first dude to ever say that. But I'm just like, you know, I'm not even mad at, well, I think it's the ideology piece where I get caught up sometimes. Like, you know, you get caught up in the narrative and informs your behavior, your thinking, your decisions, and your life.
Yeah, man. Anyhow, oh crap! I had something I wanted. Oh, anything else on forgiveness and censorship and all of that stuff?
Yes, we do need to forgive. Forgiveness is great. I think we all need to learn how to process our feelings and, like, how to, you know, modulating your emotion is so important, and like identifying what's you and what a feeling is. And that's where, again, meditation helps too, because you identify what, yourself, and then what's feeling weather, emotional weather that you have. And so I'm like, when you can
kind of separate all of your stuff.
Right.
You kind of reorganizes the closet, like it's like it reorganizes the closet all the time.
But a lot of people need that, because a lot of people are fucking high strung. There's got to be reasons so many people are into like yoga and meditation and shit. I'm like, we're just discovering this shit. Like, and
do you remember when I started meditating, what I told you, like, that I noticed immediately?
No.
I was basically like, dude, I think I've been like clenching my asshole for a long time, because like I started meditating, and then I was like, oh wait, like I never realized, because I had never relaxed in a certain way, that I had never really like zoned in on a specific area of my body to like even be conscious that it's not relaxed. And when I started meditating, so
then you started noticing.
That's pretty funny. Yeah.
I mean, it is pretty funny.
It's crazy.
I mean, I'm glad you noticed it. You're just like walking around, just like.
I guess it's so bizarre to me. Like, it's because like I said, I had never considered that before I started meditating. I had no perception of it, So it was it was enlightening, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, what if that was your moment of enlightenment? You're like, bing. You never know how, you're going to become enlightened.
Shit,
maybe that was your moment.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then you release the Kraken after that.
Yeah.
That big dog.
Truly enlightening.
Yeah.
Dudes, fucking, did you see the news today? Fucking CJ McCollum got traded to New Orleans. It was a huge deal. The Blazers are... Oh, man. They get a first-round draft pick next year. Dude, it was like 3 players. It was Nance, it was CJ, and it was... who's the other person? I gotta look at it. But, yeah. Man, he's... Dude, this is his jersey. Like, I'm bummed. But good for him.
Yeah.
Shit. And it's breaking up Dame and CJ. They're breaking them up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they need to. They capped out like whatever they could do. I mean, those guys are ballers, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
what else you got to do? They got to switch it up, man, because they are not going to win in the West based on what they got going on. Anyways. And so I mean, he's gonna get traded. We thought he was going to get traded to the Sixers, or that's what I was reading. But
that's been a rumor for like a year too,
right?
For Ben Simmons.
I want to see who they got though.
Dude, they got a bunch of young guys and first round draft pick next year. So or this year they got a first round draft pick for this year.
Get 2 in the top 12 or something, or 2 in the top.
Yeah. So and then they got like a bunch of let's see. Wait. Stephen A. Smith is disgusted with the trade to New Orleans. God, Stephen A. Smith, man. Yeah. He's such a weird character to me.
Yeah.
He's always angry. Like, calm down, dude. Maybe you should meditate, man.
I mean, that's just his person. This is his brand at this point. You know what I'm saying? That cat is passionate about everything. Like,
is that passion? It just seems like.
I guess. I mean, I don't know, man. Like,
seems like a pot of coffee.
No, it's like sustained, like yeah, wherever that energy comes from, man, bottle that up because you got the juice, man. Well,
Yeah, man.
I think I think that gets us to a point. I mean, we jumbled up the conversation a couple times. We forgot what we were gonna say, and by we I mean me. And I think we came around to a sports conversation as well. That's what we do here on Fadeaway Perfect. We never get it wrong. We never get it wrong.
Ever. We don't make mistakes.
We don't. You guys got anything you want to plug?
No, not at the moment. Well, I mean, yeah. Go check out Instagram at Rekkids REKKIDS_Beatz on Instagram.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Go peep that. Peep To the League Beats. That is where all of us put our finest musical works out there for you guys to peep. So go check that out. Yeah, thank you for supporting Fadeaway Perfect, and we out here.
Peace. Later.
Peace.
MJ, Fadeaway Perfect.
To the league.